tes. Nah, OBS gua crash anjing tiba-tiba. Bentar. Pause. Dia masih nggak kelihatan layarnya. Oh itu deh. Ini lagi verifying file. Sabar ya. Ini tiba-tiba crash tadi itu gua. Apa namanya? OBS gua. Lah kok ngulang iya. Tadi OBS crash. Persen sama bang nggak mau, gue mau ngerjain kuasa dulu, mau ngantuk, mau tidur. Salah kan? Oh ya lupa, gue mau nge-wish di akun bodong. Sama ya. So many shades of grey, 어떻게 지금 말할 수 있어. Mas kata gue lihat dulu temperaturnya ya, aman 70. Aman, belum panas. Bapak mana nggak ngomong? Aduh. Once. Urina, Baiju, oke. Terus ini langsung aja, wait until next day, oke. Sini event apa yang baru? Oh ini doang. Apalagi mel. Itu wajib. Ah, buset. Oh. Gue kira dapet 900. Ntar gue mau itu dulu. Nge-wish di akun bodong. Nih lihat akun gue anjir. Level 1. Biarin level 1 semua. Ini apa? Stellar Reunion. Oh, nice. Mana? Mana Stellar Union ini? Ntar ada lagi nama sini tuh kan? Gua cancel mulu anjir. Oh di situ di kiri berarti di sini. RB. Set. Ribet amat. Wow, apa nih? Oh, iya. Yang di update itu ya. Kok ada homework? Gak ngerti. Ini apa? Wow, dapat 300. Sama sih kayaknya. Turn blessing. Kan saking bodongnya. Kita klaim-klaimin, guys. Mari kita gacha Furina ya, guys ya. Gacha ampas, let's go. Nggak tahu PT-nya berapa, bodoh amat juga sih. Ungu kek. Nah tuh, apaan? Bedo. Emang ungu ini siapa aja? Oh Bedo, Cole sama itu Charlotte. Charlotte lah. Yop. Ambil. Gas. Lagi ada mas. Keburu gue malas ngerjain quest ini. Gas. Ini apa? Oh wait, berapa tadi? Jam berapa? Oh atau weekly dulu nggak sih? Bentar. Daily dulu. Nggak perlu daily. Ya udah weekly dulu. Nggak perlu juga sih. Ntar ya. Udah nggak perlu daily. Kalau mau main course tinggal main. Jam 8 tadi saya. Penjara lagi. Ini yang ini ya. Kok yang mana nggak full sih Nevi? Ya Allah.
Now for a little rest after. Wait a sec. Isn't something Oh, today's our big day. We're supposed to leave the fort.
Anjay, keren juga. Ada transisi FTV-nya. Minimal dari kemarin gue farming kemana-mana tuh. Baru keluar sekarang. Tuh ada lobbynya di sini.
Please sign here.
It's been so long since we've been to the surface. What?
What's happening? I'm fine.
Let's go
Ah, good to see you two.
Yeah, what was with that earthquake?
Ah, that. The tremor didn't originate from the seafloor. In fact, over the years of serving as the warden here, I've developed a sense for distinguishing between what occurs on the surface and what occurs.
So the fortress.
If you recall our last incident, if there really were a problem.
Huh. You've got, by the. Wait, seriously?
Ah, yes.
Yep.
Anjir,
It's you
parah banget.
two. Are you? That's right. Today is our last day in prison. But now that Paimon. Oh yeah, Paimon feels. Then be sure to come back.
Gelo nih.
If you've
Karakter
signed the
glowing
release papers,
semuanya.
then you're free to go.
You're not going to see us off?
I knew you'd ask.
Well, you actually agreed.
Ah, so you'd.
After being down here for so long, I imagine. Yeah, don't worry. We'll come back to see you. Paimon really.
I hope you won't be here as convicts the next time I see.
We'll do our best to stay out of trouble. Well, it seems our work in the Fortress of Mirapede is. We should probably go report to it. You're going to see Monsieur Nervillette?
I'm sure just your. You're right.
Palais Mermonia. Buset nih belum ngapa-ngapain gue udah ngantuk duluan ya sumpah. Nyender dulu kali ya. Aduh, ngantuk banget. Gila ngantuk banget anjing gue. Aduh. Ngobrol kagak. Ada sih yang ada yang bakal gue nggak ngantuk. Gue tahu ada bagian yang bikin gue nggak ngantuk. Cuma masih lama kan. Sekarang masih ngantuk.
Mermonia sure is buzzing with activity today.
Halt!
Which...
Excuse me. Would you mind helping me?
I'll be right there. Sorry, I've got my. Everyone's so busy.
Ya, transisi FTV. Yeah. Transisi FTV.
Hello. You've come at the right time, but in the meantime, please have a seat. If you'd like to have something to drink, let the Melusine outside know.
That's all right.
Very well then.
Let's take a break over there while we wait for him to finish his work.
No, masih kerja. Terus ngeliatinnya gitu, kerja orangnya.
All right. That should wrap things up for now.
Are you done with your work?
Yes, sorry to keep you waiting. Today should be the day you were released from the Fortress of Merapede.
That's right. And we came here to see you.
Dream regarding. Oh, nanti mau ada weekly boss baru ya. Yo. Oh my god. Please cepet.
Judging from your description, a whale of that size.
Gua ganti party dulu boleh nggak?
Most people wouldn't be capable of entering in the. Yes? What is it?
Ah, right. We asked the Duke and
It turns out that I have just received the source of the tremor.
the water levels were.
Fortunately, if the change in water levels.
Dia
is
ngomongin
connected
Child
with the
sama
leaking
Paus, gue baru
primordial
ingat
seawater.
anjir. Ntar mau ada weekly boss baru.
I would
Yo.
also like to go there as
Mau,
soon as
mau.
possible,
Cepat,
but I'm
cepat,
afraid I
cepat.
can't. I'll have to ask you two to go to Poisson.
There's no time to lose. Let's get going.
Please be careful.
Mau. Ntar gue ganti party dulu ya. Sebelum gue ganti party, ininya udah belum? Ini apa? Quick challenge. Oh, ya. Itu berarti kalau misalkan nih gue gacha Furina, terus materialnya kan biasanya sebelumnya kalau misalkan mau farming material weekly-nya kan harus story dulu baru dapat ininya. Sekarang udah nggak perlu, lu langsung tinggal kesini aja. Ntar gue tuh tadi mau cek komisi udah belum? Oh belum ya? Ya udah. Kalau itunya belum nanti dulu. Go to Poisson. Ntar ada klakson tadi. Apakah paket gua yang 2 abad belum datang? kan anjir. Lah, ini kenapa nih?
What happened here?
Cabut bentar. All the buildings seem. Wow, no, kenapa?
Navia should be around here. We haven't seen a single soul all the way here. Oh, this is getting.
What will I ever do now?
Look, there's someone.
Just stay put. We're coming up. Watch your balance.
All right.
Ngantuk. Kenapa?
He looks pretty sad.
Mika buat deketin lagi ya. Biar kedengeran gue. Nah, gini kali. Gue sekarang mau nyender.
My leg.
My leg.
Just hang in there.
Ini kemana? Ya Allah.
Oh, it's Navia. She's over there. Hey, Navia, are you okay?
You're here.
We heard there was a situation in.
Yes.
Demoiselle! There was a wounded resident next to a building southeast of here. We've already transported him to safety, but we've run out of medical supplies.
He's wounded?
He fell, so it's probably...
He jumped down then. Find the leader of Squad 1 and tell him to take the wounded.
Understood.
All right. I'm sorry. Right. A little earlier, we suddenly heard a loud
Tiba-tiba suara
noise.
kecil.
The rushing water seemed a little off.
Tiba-tiba
Everyone
gede.
on the street who happened to be close to the water, those who realized what was happening, started to flee. The Spina di Rosula initiated rescue operations as quickly as possible. But there have been... The water that flooded the area contained primordial seawater. So the lower levels of Poisson are
Kameranya
still
juga biar
hazardous.
lebih deket.
To ensure everyone's
Nah.
safety, I've asked the people
Gini
there
nggak
to
sih?
leave as soon
Gini
as
nggak sih?
possible.
Kan gue nyender
Who
ya.
knows if this could happen again? All we...
How awful.
It was quite frightening indeed.
Is there any way we can help Navia?
Thank you for...
Don't say that, Navia. That's what friends are for.
Demoiselle! We've got a situation here!
Sorry. I need to
Duh.
go for now.
And off she goes.
Bro, you're not the thinker. Mikir dengan keras si
The
Ethan.
wounded are... Of course, traveler.
Huh? Right now?
Thank you. Not a lot of people here, huh?
Well, given the time of day,
Right. That's...
Navia?
sorry. I just... Malus and Silver
No.
ever come back here again. What should...
Huh? What happened to them?
Everyone agreed on the rescue plan, but they were helping evacuate the rest and... I've known them for so long. I could at least hold a funeral for my father. And I know where he rests. But as for Malus and Silver, they're just...
Everything looks so clean after it rains. Even the gravestones. I didn't expect that you'd enjoy.
I can understand.
See, it's not just me.
How could Master? Yet the cemetery.
Buying yourself a plot in advance.
No need yet. But when I do, I hope you'll let me be buried beside Master Callus, Demoiselle.
Hey!
I'm quite serious.
That makes sense. In that case,
After all, besides you, Demoiselle, the two of us.
personally, I believe.
Why are you bringing this up all of a sudden? Seriously. But I'd really prefer not to talk about this stuff. And what do you mean by saving me a trip? I promised to let them rest in peace here. I'm sorry for letting you see me in a mess like...
Paimon doesn't know.
I had always thought I could make Malus and Silver have... I'm so sorry.
You can spend as much time as you need here, Navia.
Thank you. By the way, you can have a look at this. It's a list of victims from the incident that took place here.
Obana. Can't. So.
It's okay. The overall outcome indicates that the cost...
Right. Malus and Silver were not the price for saving.
You're right. What you said just now was...
Oh.
Seems you've become more eloquent in the time since we
Whoa.
last met.
The knave?
Is everything going...
Yes, my people are carrying out the mission according to your request. As for these supplies, we have everything taken care of.
Thank you. Very...
Wait.
We just met recently.
Usually, thanks to the Knave, Spina di Rosula received generous support from the Fatui, which allowed us...
Mutual aid is essential to fostering positive developments. We were already in the area, in any case, so it was not. That said, I must say that you're a lot sharp.
I apologize. My subordinates have reported that
Aduh,
Fatui
kalau kamu
soldiers
ngobatin,
have been
nggak.
observing water levels
Tapi mana?
and taking head counts in various locations.
Jangan
I
mau
hear
lihat.
that they've also prepared a large amount of emergency supplies. I'm quite surprised.
This is nothing to brag about, nor do I intend to. It is simply the way of powerful organizations to act forcefully, whether they are doing good or ill. You've witnessed that firsthand, in any case. As I've told this traveler before, I know of the prophecy, and I intend to prevent the impending disaster.
Sobat.
Lending your organization a hand was a natural first step in accomplishing that. As such, do not be troubled by this token of our sincerity. Perhaps one day, you'll also be able to help me in the same way.
Without your help, there
Enak
would
kayak
have
bahasa
been
Inggris
many
ya buat
more
gua.
casualties.
Gua nggak perlu lihat subtitle.
I won't forget your kindness.
Furthermore, I
Gua ngerti soalnya.
sincerely regret what happened to Malus and Silver. I only wish that my people could have arrived a little earlier to prevent this from happening.
Don't say that. You and your subordinates did everything you
Jadi
could.
literally gue tinggal denger anjir.
As Paimon said,
Kalau gak pakai bahasa yang lain kan
Malus and
gue harus
Silver
baca
didn't choose
subtitle.
to sacrifice themselves
Pokoknya
for
kan gue
any
tinggal denger.
specific person. And they weren't the price paid for others' salvation. They chose to become heroes themselves. I've never liked hearing people put it that way. It's like trying to relieve pain by saying some noble-sounding words. But right now, there's nothing more suitable. They really did become heroes.
You're right.
Tumpah,
I'm
tumpah,
sorry
tumpah,
for your
tumpah.
loss, Miss
Astaga.
Navia. Water is life to Fontaine's people, and it also spells disaster. It's no wonder that people always say that prophecies represent fate. Fortunately, I've never been one for such opinions.
So, you're one who will try to change fate?
Of course. That is why I'm going to Hotel Bouffe de Thé. By the way, traveler, Paimon, one more thing.
Kenapa nih?
Alright, then we'll just... Huh?
That is a clever and useful conversation technique, which I do like to use when necessary. Traveler, I'm sure you remember that I said we could work together when you and I both know that there may be issues with the primordial sea. Previously, it was the fortress of Meripedes. Indeed. Allow me to share the latest. During some recent investigations, judging by the dating of the ruin, my people initially came to prepare for
So, that's why the Fatui...
I wanted to take the children along, but unfortunately, Linny told me that outside of the house, which is why I want to give you this task.
Gitu deh.
The House of the Hearth's members see each other as family, but Linny, Lynette, and Fremine said that they also see you as such. I'm sure you already understand how earnest...
Oh!
The intel I just shared about the ruins could fetch a high price. But since the
Got it! So all we gotta do is go to some...
Excuse me, but may I tag along?
You wish to join, Miss Navia?
But are you sure you're up to explore?
Well, I'm sad, yes. But I can't just go back and plop myself into a chair by the roadside and do nothing. There's no point in being depressed while we
Anjir.
still have a disaster on
And
our
plop
hands.
myself.
As my father's
Ini mereka pakai
successor,
plop,
I must
anjing.
live up to the hopes he had in me. Besides,
Since you put it that way. All right. The ruin...
Okay, the three...
Anjir, gue habis minum obat. Makin ngantuk. Oh, udah, yay. Nah, dan tuh kelar dailynya. Ini masih belum ini levelnya. Ini 6 nih 9 dikit lagi. Gue ganti party just in case. Gue mau pakai siapa ya kira-kira yang gampang. Tainari paling. Aku mau Tainari. Mau ini. Makan ada traveler juga lagi. Yeay. Laut mana yang mau cepet? Aduh, cukup anjing. Ini kalau angle dari sini ya, gue keingetnya Fortnite anjir. Rumputnya Genshin tuh mirip Fortnite. Pengen main Fortnite. Fortnite aja. Ngalanya. Atau gue pakai lini aja ya. Kan mumpung Fontaine ya kan. Bentar. Ini ya mending pakai ya biar ada itunya kan. Biar ada apa namanya? Apa sih namanya? Oja penuma itu. Ya, pakai ini aja. Mumpung Fontaine banget nih kan. Pakai lini.
So, are these the rules?
they seem to be...
Let's go in!
Just be careful.
Oh ini. Berarti mirip yang itu yang apa? Yang fairy tale itu.
Nice and spicy.
A round of applause. And voila!
Ya Allah, kaget gua. gue gue udah expect tapi masih kaget anjing.
Step right up.
Astaga, gue udah expect loh anjing. Masih kaget. Dia pasti bakal hancur, tapi maksudnya gue kira tuh bakal langsung hancur gitu loh, bukan kayak ada delay dulu anjing. Babi.
This place has also been contaminated by.
Yeah. And a lot of it, too.
Awas anjing, itu si Navian termati
It
anjing.
would most likely dissolve the moment.
Right! You can't go down if there's primordial seawater. It's too dangerous and it won't be any help. Don't get Paimon wrong. We're not.
No, you're right. I can't do it.
Navia jangan mati, iya jangan.
Complicates things.
Tak awkward, abis ini kan Navia anjing.
Do you want to wait for us here?
4.3 kan ada Navia, masa gak termati
Water
di
levels
Wish?
here. I'll go together with you. Perhaps we'll find the exit.
All right.
Nih lah, ini nggak mati. Ya udah pakai Zhongli. Enggak dong Zhongli, astaga. Ya Allah. Harus gini banget dah. Ini pakai Bennett aja lah, Bennett. Ya lah. Ada bule. Bukan yang itu potato, ini gue kira bule.
Off we go.
Wait, what the fuck? Ini kenapa kayak gini? Hah? Jadi wide angle gini. Oh ya, ngerti. Pantas. Lah ini keren cutscene-nya pakai game engine. Oh shit. Hah? Terus?
Demoiselle,
No.
what are you doing here by yourself? Would you be...
Maybe she just wants some time.
Yes, it would appear.
That's quite possible.
Oh, right. It must have. This is a familiar.
Is something the matter, Demoiselle?
Oh, no. I was just trying to recall.
Do you remember Mr. Giverny?
We were headed to see how.
Ah, right.
Oh, Miss Navia. Mr. Malus. And Mr. Silver, too.
How?
I've been great. Thanks to your help. They were knocking at my door,
Sometimes.
Oh, yes. Miss Navia, these are some flower seeds that I prepared. Please take them. I don't know what we will.
Did you call?
Why, we can have as many pots as you'd like, Demoiselle.
Perfect. In that case, we'll swap out some of the decorative plants for.
Very well.
Wait. Excuse me, madam.
That's right.
No, it's nothing. I've heard this name before. And why are there so few people around here?
We must mind the time, Demoiselle.
We do?
Well, now, did you...
Miss Navia, here you are. I've been looking for you.
My trial?
Yes, she's right, Demoiselle. It's just about time now.
Oh?
No, jangan bilang ini full cutscene semua. No. Gue pengen minimal jalan-jalan dong, please. Aduh.
Look, Navia!
No.
She's here!
And her two attendants are with her. Goodness, everyone's finally here.
There sure are a lot of people here to see the trial. And they all seem to be Karina, Desiree, Joyville, Jolien, Essen. What? And as for the judge... huh?
Oh, ini yang di
Where's
dalam
Mr.
ini tuh yang
Neuvillette?
mati-mati semua.
Please sit
No,
in the
Neuvillette kan
defendant's
kagak mati.
All right.
Tapi emang mati.
It wouldn't.
Hey, what kind of place do they think this is?
Come on, do they have
Enough with the whispering!
My dear Miss Navia, as all here know, you are Master Cap. After you took over the not only you, but your butler, your...
Wait a...
Yes, correct. We are one big fam. Therefore, this fair...
Huh? Everything...
Ah, well, if that's what...
How... I know all these people. Why are they laughing?
I seemed.
Wait just a moment. This isn't right!
The fuck?
Malus?
What was
Nothing.
that, Mr. Malus? Our conclusion is very clear and unanimous. Let the court judge her now. She...
Stay here, Navia. You're one of us.
Oh, ini tuh jadi si Navia tuh pertengahan antara mati atau nggak mati. Ini tuh kayak limbo. Jadi dia bilang, ini kan dia bilang Desiree bilang stay here Navia, you're one of us. Maksudnya ya dia mati sama mereka gitu loh. Jangan hidup.
Mademoiselle, don't
Maksudnya.
admit guilt. This trial means to keep you here forever.
Oh, ini interesting sih. Jadi kalau misalkan si siapa namanya si Navia dia admit guilt, dia mati.
I wish to exercise my right to defend
Ini lagi
our
di
lady.
pertengahan
Mr. Swan.
antara hidup atau mati ya.
Free and independent.
Her actions cannot serve as proof that she identifies herself as... Please do not mistake her.
Really? As an individual, you say? Don't forget, we are all Fontanians here. This is... Even if Miss Navia only voluntarily rendered her assistance, everything is measured here in the nation of Hyde. Now, I speak for everyone. Our opinion is consistent. Navia should stay.
And you would call this justice? Preposterous. Have you forgotten how much you all once...
Do you mean to defy our justice?
If your justice is flawed, then why should we acknowledge it?
As you said, we can also have our own justice. And that is...
My head...
Demoiselle,
Silver, it hurts. I remember now. Everything that seemed Karina, Desiree, Joyville, Jolien, Essen, and Mr. Giverny and Mrs. Burnett, who we met earlier. Even Malus and Silver.
Iya,
Don't want
mati
to admit
semua.
it, but they're all dead.
don't be afraid. And don't admit...
Absurd! Who are you to say that she... Don't let them escape! We shall keep not...
Mr. Malus and Mr. Silver, must you be so stubborn? How could the two of you possibly hope to stand against the collective? Do not resist. This judgment is fair and just. Navia belongs to us. After all that happened, she should not be left alone in Poisson.
What are you saying? No more excuses!
He says we're jealous. Jealous? How could she possibly be?
What's with these people? Who's jealous of her?
She belongs to us. Miss Navia.
Silence.
Dah.
That's...
Monsieur Neuvillette!
Such commotion is prohibited in the court. The accusations... The court will adjourn for the rest of the day. In this,
Our thanks.
Please leave with me, Miss Navia.
But
Go on now, demoiselle. This is your only chance.
Malus,
My apologies. I couldn't resist making one little joke.
Damn.
This shall be our last goodbye.
Nah, man.
Malus. Silver.
Quickly, you must come now.
Goodbye, demoiselle.
No.
Farewell.
Ini keren sih.
No, wait! Just a second!
Navia?
You're awake. Good.
I must have been dreaming. Malus and Silver were still alive.
It looks like you're all right.
Did all the sad feelings cause you to have a nightmare?
The ruins you were exploring suffered a cave-in. When I arrived, I found you fall. You were just about to be dissolved within, but I... I think I saw 2 Oceanids protecting you. It was only for a moment, perhaps even a fraction of a second, but they gave me the chance to retrieve you. Were it not for their intervention, I would not have been able to rescue you.
Wait, did you say Oceanids?
Perhaps those 2 Oceanids would...
I always told them that they didn't have to protect me.
Please come with...
Neverlet, are you okay?
Oh, I am quite all right.
Why do you look so stiff? Oh, Paimon knows. You're the type.
I merely thought that we should give Navi...
Huh? Why didn't you just say so then?
I suppose so. Ah, Sigewin. I hope all is well with her these days. Her work in the Fortress of Mero...
No way, don't worry.
I see. Well, that is good. I have always worried that Sigewin would need a...
Oh, and the Duke also says hi. Even though Sigewin made him do that.
Thank you. I have indeed been busy lately.
He still doesn't know what to talk about. So, Neverlet,
You're probably quite the swimmer.
going anywhere?
Yes, in fact. I had arranged to meet you in Poisson, but when I arrived, I discovered that amid my astonishment, I ran into the knave, and we had a chat.
Yeah, we originally planned to meet up with you, but we thought you...
I'm sorry to have kept you all waiting like that. I'm feeling much better now. I guess we should get going again. Will you come with us, Monsieur Neuvillette?
Yes, if you wouldn't mind my company.
All right! Another one joins the party! Let's get going then! Dada Kundala.
Gundala. It's ini wide angle lagi nih.
Oh no, another unstable path. Watch your step.
Hey. Hey.
Watch out! There are rocks falling over here! Nice.
Tadi mah udah ini.
Seems we're almost at the top. Keep it up!
Solidify!
Get them! Teamwork is dreamwork!
Let's get this show on the road!
Oh, bisa di skip. Nice. Terus kemana? Sini. Oh, naik. Ngantuk udah.
Looks like we've reached the end.
This is the place? There should not be any other hidden space.
The path sure had some twists and turns, but it turns out that this place isn't actually that big.
Stone slates. It seems like they.
Perhaps we should just leave them be for now.
There are 4 locations in total, but only 3 stone slates.
The surrounding walls.
There's something written below. Let Paimon see.
It feels like someone left these slates.
That would fit the circumstances.
There's a person kneeling here.
And is that Lady Farina?
And is that a ring?
The 4th image. I know this one.
The people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro are. More information should be hidden in these slates, but I fear I cannot easily uncover it. Most likely due to.
Don't blame yourself, Monsieur.
Ooh, Paimon's getting the chills just look. This says that it's the.
I really.
Still.
That's right! If the images are in chronological order, shouldn't the 4th, the waters drowning Fontaine, come before?
And yet the order is reversed here.
If we go by timing, Lady Farina only emerges in the 3rd image.
Egeria, then. I had never. The previous Archon kneeling before the floating.
Did she herself commit that sin? Also, I'm still wondering.
But who would have created?
It seems that any further clues will have to come from Farina.
Right, okay. Lupa.
In that case, there's no time.
Yeah, we better get somewhere safe for now.
Nah. Enggak, gue ngantuk banget anjing, gila. Bukan ngantuk gini, kayak beneran ngantuk kali.
Let's split up here.
You still.
Just head back.
I'll depart as well. Thanks for your hard work today. Traveler, I will go talk to Farina tomorrow. I'm sure that you're concerned about this matter as well. If you have time, drop by my office.
Are you really gonna talk to?
She has long been.
Alright.
I will be carefully considering my words tonight.
Traveler, Paimon, our safe house at the Fleuve Cendre is always open to you. All right.
You and Paimon had to Spina de Rosula based at Fleuve Cendre. No.
Finally back.
Welcome back.
Yay! And there's good food too. Ooh, desserts. Nice. These are all Paimon's.
Nah, batu
I'm
daging.
already starting to forget what happened today.
Oh, that
Huh?
voice. Is that who I think it is?
Bang Mona Megistus?
It's you two.
Siapa
What are you
sangka?
doing in Fontaine?
Lu ngapain di Fontaine? Bang Mona Megistus?
Seriously, nobody just uses a scry glass whenever they. Still, we didn't expect to see you here. Well, I have some business to attend to here, so I booked a hotel in the city. Why did you think I was from Fontaine, though? Is that because Magistus doesn't sound much like a Mondstadter Well, I used to have my own surname, which was, well, some other thing. There was nothing for it, really.
Mona keren tau.
Nope. Although it is used by us in place of surnames, it generally just means great. Wow!
Di antara waifu-waifu yang ada tuh gue paling suka tuh sama Mona.
I reckon so. In any case, I'd give my disciple a name like this as well, if I Astromancer Barbaloth Trismegistus.
Astromans Barbaloth Trismegistus. Anjing.
Whoa, that's
Kenalin. Bima Astromagistus.
My name means Mona the Great Astrologist. As for the old hag, hers thrice as great? I know, right? Talk about excessive.
Mona. Gue punya Mona, cuma belum gue build, males. Mona tuh bagus. Cuma gue males.
Well, I was born in Mondstadt, yes. My parents migrated to Dornman. Oh, that's a good thing then. Speaking of that, there's something ominous about it. The water, I mean. That was the main reason, yes. Just to what the invitation was sent quite early on. What do you make of that, Prophet? What I can tell you is that I'm afraid that this is not, but on the flip side... A visionary? Of course. The old hag could do it. And I'd bet there are others amongst those Hexenzirkel colleagues of hers. Huh? Are you sure?
Apakah kita akan build Mona setelah cutscene ini?
Oh, well, that's the greatest of a indeed.
Oh, sorry. I came to see what all the commotion was about. If there's anything you...
Oh, whoops. Guess we were getting a little too carried away there. Well, I'll go tend to my own business now.
Mona, udah, kok lari deh?
Quick as rushing water. And here we are. Right, but we were able to recruit Mona's...
Mona. Tuh ini masih ngobrol lagi. Cepet dong, gue mau liat Mona gue. Astagfirullahaladzim.
To be honest, I'm still feeling. But it's time to get out.
Baru bangun.
We agreed to go see Neuvillette, so let's pack it up and get going.
Anjir, bisa gitu mukanya. Nah, gue mau liat Mona gue. Mona gue tuh terakhir gimana sih? Pakai skin Cina bukan? Nggak pakai skin Cina. Apa bedanya sih? Lebih ketutup aja ya? Ya pakailah, aurat.
To buy new clothes often. I should...
Yeah. Wow. Okay. Yeah. Ya ada anjing. Hihi, good boy. Sit. Dah. Ya, dia nggak sit. Not a good boy. Canda. Still a good boy. Ngantuk banget. Hit.
You're here. It's Monsieur Neuvillette and Lady Farina.
Uh-oh.
Like I said, I've already explained everything.
And yet the problem has not been properly solved. There is little space for excuses between us. It is not my intention to offend you, but please, tell me where you stand. You are the Hydro Archon Focalor, are you not? Look at this. This is a list of...
You mean...
We did not arrive in time to avert this disaster, and I will not have it. I will say this once more. You must tell... Yesterday, I found 3 stone slates in some ancient ruins near Poisson.
Seriously? You're questioning me like this is a court case now. I don't, but you found them.
That's correct, which is why I came to ask you some questions. There should have been 4 slates, but one of them was missing. The other 3 featured The second of these slates depicts the previous Hydro Archon Egeria.
I don't. I've never.
I'll ask you again. My deciphering of the slates indicates that the Hydro Archon Egeria once had to confess to, or apologize for, a certain sin.
All gods don't have the same secrets, you know. She was herself and I'm me. Is it real? I understand your concerns, but I'm sorry.
Forgive me for saying this now, Lady Farina, but there are several indications that this is not strange in itself, considering that you have never been as superficial as you have presented yourself.
Well, since you know about my secret investigations, there's no point questioning or suspecting me. You're the Eudix, but you're still my subordinate. Just trust in me. You're Archon, and do as I say. Never mind whether you can truly. That's all I have to say. We do not discuss. Oh, the opera's.
Kenapa tuh di slow motionin?
Did Farina not notice us standing by the door? Wonder what's...
I assume you've been outside.
Oh! You noticed!
She was in a great panic, though I cannot discern the reason. Still, I do not understand.
Tahu bocil ya, rahasia-rahasiaan amat dah.
Everyone in her... We may have to create a...
Oh?
Normally, people will only reveal the truth when standing trial. Perhaps we must have...
But Farina's seen so many trials and...
We will need to consider this thoroughly. Join forces... If at all possible, I would prefer to recuse myself from this affair, but this may be cruel to her. But all Fontaine is in crisis. The information... But who will lend us their aid to do such a thing?
Siapa ini? Bau sama The Knave? Bang Arlecchino?
Well, that's everyone, huh? Speaking of which, it was pretty smart of you to think of hiding here.
Poisson was just involved in a
Ini
disaster,
Lynette.
so it's presently devoid.
And here you are drinking tea like it's the most...
That's what family should do.
Oh, the house
It's nice
semuanya.
to enjoy tea here, you know. Care for a cup?
Lend me your ears, everyone. Or perhaps one of you might like to start us off. How about you, friend?
Jangan, Navia, jangan. Dia kasihan, dia nggak mau.
Me?
Jangan.
No, I don't
Freminet
think I can.
kasihan.
Then, how about you, good sir?
I fear that I will cause the mood on this boat to become as somber
Nah,
as it is
introvert semua. Gak ada yang bisa ngobrol. Udah Lini aja, Lini.
Well then, I guess we're lucky we've got a local like me to organize things.
Di si Navia ya, anjing. Milihnya Freminet, Eudix. Gimana sih? Milihnya Freminet, kasihan. Dia nggak berani ngomong. Nevilet nggak bisa ngomong. Lah ini ngapain? Oh, pacarnya harus dibawa ya? Ups.
Anyway, to cut to the chase, our friend here, the traveler, as for what that is,
Kasihan sih. Itu udah. Oh, nggak ada yang gue kira itu pair.
we'll be pooling our efforts together to create a series of traps.
Oh,
wow.
How intriguing.
Lah ini udah nih trap 1.
Well,
Ini trap 1.
really, one that I just learned from Chlorand.
Huh? Didn't you?
Oh, come now. Your work doesn't involve much public speaking, right? This is a good chance.
I see.
He is glad that you...
In that case, do any of you have experience hunting?
Not that I recall.
Fremine and I once used a wooden stick in a basket to catch wild rabbits when we were younger. As for Lynette, oh, right. You were sick that day, weren't you?
I've also gone diving to catch some fish before. Does
Ih,
that count?
Freminet. Gak apa-apa.
I'm afraid not.
Ya,
You may or may
mana
not
sih
have
lu?
heard, but Fontaine once played host to a group
Gua
known
nomor
as the
1
Nourishers and
Freminet
Hunters.
Defender.
Though that was their name,
Kasian
they did
anjing
not
orang.
hunt animals.
Dia salah
But
dikit
rather
langsung
various
nangis.
today, Fontaine's monster population has already thinned greatly. So the hunters have
Ini
blended
orang
back into
ini keluarin
society,
kagak ada hore-horenya
taking
dikit
up
anjing,
arms
kasian
in other
Freminet.
lines of work. A trap comprises of the following components: bait, a trigger. So, if we were to build a trap together,
For me, I would prefer something basket-shaped. Our line of work requires a deft hand, and we're some of the best in the industry.
You used some of those techniques while moving the people of Poisson, didn't you? My subordinates meant—
Yes, and I even managed to gather some intelligence in the meantime. I'm quite the multitasker if I do say so myself.
I'm afraid I can't claim that as my strong suit. I prefer more stable methods, like placing bait in the water and waiting for the fish to come within reach. That's the kind of method I would count on.
Ya nggak apa-apa Freminet, kamu keren.
Calm and steady.
And I can be their assistant.
with
Yeah.
discretion, I'm sure.
I'd probably use some sort of mechanical animal. Papa once bought me some— I remember that you liked those too, didn't you?
Deh, pacaran nanti aja boleh nggak sih?
And that would be a good way to go about it. If they're realistic enough, animals of the same kind will follow them all the way to the trap.
Tapi gue kaget sih keluarin ini mau ikut sama
What
kita.
about you, Monsieur Neuvillette?
Apa karena ada Neville?
Fear I do not have any related experience.
That makes sense. You usually solve problems directly, but I do have one more question for you. If we were to create a trap now, how would you design it?
I would like for it to be effective, but bring no...
Kind, as always. However, our intention doesn't If we wanted to kill the prey in one strike, we would need a powerful implement. However, that also goes for prey that must be captured and safely contained.
Wait, why is that?
Only a hunter who's a true expert at subduing their prey.
So are...
Huh. We hadn't thought of seeing ourselves as hunters.
If our means of capturing and dealing with our prey is to put them on trial, then the hunt... But we shall require much more courage than any hunter to judge a god, a being whose seat is an exalted throne.
Oh, so that's what...
Aduh. Okay. Okay. The Stage of Fate. Ini di mana ya? Ini Spinazaruzza. Oh iya.
It's been a tough few days. Paimon didn't think the meetings would go on for so. Paimon thought they'd be at least a little frightened. Well, Fremine was, now that Paimon thinks about it, but it's hard to say. After all, you're the most reliable person. Did you just pour some tea? Then what's that? Paimon's never seen that couple.
Don't be frightened. I'm just joining you two for tea.
Who's that?
Aw,
Wait, you are familiar.
the voice from the sky, I fear that description.
Siapa ini?
You're feeling lost now, just
Siapa
as
ini?
you were feeling previously. I sensed that confusion and thus came to you. Guiding people is an irresistible hobby of mine, after all. Consider me a passerby, just accepting a commission from my friend's disciple on a whim.
Oh, the enigmatic end of the Hexen Circle.
The prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesied will be fulfilled. You may view such things as the...
What?
I believe you have witnessed a failed attempt with your own eyes. Can everything in Tevat...
Bisa.
So you've caught on. Just as prophecies are usually only the future, as seen from the perspectives of the god, are the things that you shall see different from the
What is she talking?
I believe that you understand, right? Something ultimately, fate shall serve as your only guide, no matter what. This was good tea, by the way.
The voice. What? Hey, it's you!
Well, I see I've walked in on some lively banter.
Mona!
Fine, just fine. Not all Fontanians are.
Did she have pink?
Why, yes! It was sharp. I'm in full support of her.
That's right! Paimon's glad to—
Ah, yes. About what we. Huh? Goodness gracious. Are you see?
She said that even
the Hexen Circle members are certainly anything but ordinary. But I've never met her.
Whoa. The Hexen Circle sounds like—
Their abilities alone are pretty terrifying.
Well, it's not like Paimon could understand.
Yes, she was quite cryptic, but perhaps it is something that you can... Traveler, Paimon?
Oh, we're fine.
I see. I guess you could consider me someone who has often witnessed fate. So far, but even so, perhaps that's what En was trying to tell you. I did originally think of...
Huh. You do have a point.
There I go. It was worth trying to come. I suppose that
Paimon feels kind of moved by what Mona said. Hey, Traveler. Let's walk around the city, shall we? There's a few spots we always like to walk by.
Malah jalan-jalan. Aduh.
Huh? Our names are written in... Let Paimon see! The underwater stronghold, the Fortress of Mir. My recent attempts to enter the fortress bore little. Thus, did an Outlander friend become the focus of this? So while the fortress is in journalist Charlotte's biggest scoop yet. Huh. Charlotte took so many awesome... She hasn't been able to get a hold of anything. Ugh, seriously? Well... We're here! Hey, quick! Look! That's the limited edition, only 16 slices a day cake! It was so delicious the last time we tried.
One slice of cake, please.
Someone showed up after all. Oh, wait, you're the one from the Palais Mermonia.
Oh, are you here to buy cake too? It's...
Wait, did he really...
That's right. Even he has his own...
Do you come here often?
Usually every day.
Every
Buset.
day?
It's part of my daily schedule, apart from work.
Then what if someone told you one day that this...
But why would it close?
Well, Paimon doesn't know either, but... Maybe...
Oh, the prophecy. To be honest, I haven't paid much attention to that. No. Still, even if there'd be no... No. It's the same for
Astaga,
eating
ya Allah.
in general.
Ngantuk banget.
Huh.
Don't be sad. Excuse me, could I have these 2 slices are for you? See?
Oh, you know Siegfried?
I sure do. She said that I've got something else to do, so...
And there she goes. All right, let's dig in.
Wih,
Paimon...
bule. Kue jeruk emang enak ya? Oh.
Sure would be nice if we could always eat delicious. Oh, we're near the Steambird office. Let's go look for Charlotte and have a chat.
Wow! If it isn't the Traveler and Paimon!
Ha! You've got some...
Oh, you needn't worry about it. It's all right, though. I've said it.
Really?
You're all...
Oh, Paimon...
Still, what brings you here all of a sudden? Were you looking for me?
When Mona mentioned you, we thought of coming to see you at work.
I see. It seems you've already bumped into Mona here in Fontaine. So she mentioned me? What did she say?
She said that you're a real daredevil of a journalist.
Nice. In which case, can this daredevil journalist dare to request an exclusive interview with the legend?
Huh? So you're...
Oh, of course it doesn't. That was more like...
Yeah, are we even...
Why not?
Oh, in that...
Oh, so that's a yes? Ooh, splendid! Ooh, so much to...
Wait,
Oof,
Charlotte, Paimon's still got a question for you.
And what's that?
If, just for example...
Huh, that's the prophecy you're talking about, isn't it? I mean, if you're seriously asking, then I might try and think of a way to leave Fontaine. From what I've seen, most people don't know what they do, so in all likelihood, I'd probably still be prepping at the office for that interview of ours. Just think about it. If this nation really were to be suddenly destroyed tomorrow, but I still and then do you know what I'd do? Well, I'd write that story, send it for printing, and use I'm not a dreamer, nor am I but anyway, that's my...
That's so nice. Anyway, let's go and take a look at the sea, shall we? The sea breeze and scenery can be a pretty Paimon's been thinking. If it wasn't Fontaine, but all of Tevat, that would be... No, Paimon should ask if you could choose. We've always been moving to the next destination, so we haven't spent much time thinking about these... You mean, still traveling? Huh.
Nggak serius cuma ngomongin gini doang. Kayak apa ya? Side story gitu loh. Oh, interviewnya nggak usah dikerjain, oke, nice. Ya udah cepet.
Feels like it'll grow mold, but it's still better than the fortress.
Ah, so the two of you are still here.
Oh, you're from the Palais Mermonia.
Yes, I'm Isadora. Monsieur Nervillat sent me to look for you. Not at all. Yes, inside the opera.
A riot?
Well, that said, Lady Farina was watching a performance at the opera house and loudly accusing her of doing... And before she could respond, the crowd continued to grow.
So people have started to put the blame on...
I agree.
So what happened after that?
Seeing that the situation was spiraling out of... The Marechaussee Phantom had their hands...
So, you mean...
That's right. That said, I don't think there's much good.
Don't worry, this is...
Is that...
Well, sounds like we should hurry over to Poisson then. If we know Farine, and as we all... When Nervillat was... It would be hard... Paimon thinks Farine... Huh! Well, what do you think? In that case, there's... This place looks deserted. Guess all the survivors must have evacuated already. All that's left here are signs of devastation. Could Farina really be here? Let's try to find her as soon as possible.
Oops, mati nggak tuh, Gak?
That's Farina, right over there.
meant to happen did happen after all. I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. Give up for me. I'm sorry, but what can I even do other than to Who's that?
Don't worry, Farina. Farina, you were crying.
What do you mean, tear stains? Who did that They even dare to tout their archon? Oh, and I'm sure
Hey, there she is! The Hydro Archon's over there! Quick, after her!
What the fuck?
Farina, those people seem to be after you.
They are? They're just... That's against the rule.
Farina just ran off! Quick, we have to catch up with...
Kenapa sih anjing? Larang ya? Ya Allah, larinya pelan banget. Ini serius mau di-cutscene ini lari. Kagak mau di-skip aja. Astaga. Ya Allah.
This should be the place, right? Hey, Farina! There's a good hiding spot over here.
What?
Hurry, they're almost here!
Fine. I suppose haste... No, I mean, I merely gave in to the sheer
Yep, that's it.
What's happening?
Yeah, a quake of the...
It can't be.
Well, there's no need to worry too much about that. Nevertheless...
Yeah, but the people of Poisson... It's true. I've tried all kinds, but all my efforts proved to be futile. We cannot make an enemy of the divine. No matter what we do, the will give up. I've thought about fate is really unreasonable, isn't it? But just now, it all became clear to me. As long as the final moment, don't worry. Well, that's enough for now. I got the impulse to play the stricken maiden, but honestly, considering my rank and station, don't take any of what I just said seriously. How could I
Come on! Paimon could have...
Share, that's impossible. It was fated right from the start. A witness. And if Tevat is in its entirety,
Cutscene? Finally, let's go. Ya Allah. Iya. Ternyata sudah masuk di perangkap.
Ladies and gentlemen,
Aye.
this concludes my opening performance. Now, without further ado, we may proceed to the
So, this is what it is. Yes, you deserve praise for the effort you took to... Do not forget, however, that I am Fosalor, the god of...
May I interpret these words as your refusal to... In that case, you will have the opportunity to defend your honor through a duel.
You would draw your blade against a god? I see. It seems like you have made up your mind.
Huh?
Paimon can't believe it.
What the heck is going on?
Wow. How...
Lady Farina.
It would seem that there has been a misunderstanding.
Looking for excuses?
I raised my hands just now to indicate I will admit that I'm sorry, everyone. I was unable to protect the... You are not the only ones to be disappointed in me. But now, it is time for the Hydro Archon to show you Farina, will use this trial to show the world the true this time. Applaud and rejoice. Mark my words. This shall be one of the most exhilarating and brilliant shows ever to grace the stage of Fontaine! Woohoo!
Why does it feel like Farina just took over? Also, even though she's still acting super dramatic...
All right, then. Who will be...
The court asks the prosecutor to please take the stand.
Is
Lagu
that so? Very well.
Ya tadi padahal dikit lagi loh sebenarnya. Cuma sayang jadi trap. Tadi dikit lagi tuh udah mau di-spill.
Also, please allow me to ask, as a final question, just how much work did you...
Well, we did do a lot of prep after the meeting that day.
I can go over the tasks assigned to the Spina di Rosula.
Navia, the president...
Most of the people who participated in the disturbance this morning, they changed into plain clothes and came to the... The people's resentment against their Archon has been building as... Moreover, according to our... So, we arranged for a second group.
So, you mean...
And their goal was to force you to step into the giant magic box so you may personally participate.
That's right. That house was a magic box, rather than someone's residence.
As the super ultimate version of the setup that I used when I first performed at the volume of the box was increased by a whole order of magnitude, and the distance it traversed was the entire gap between Poisson and was an Archon instead of a human. My thanks, Farina. Without your help, we... Of course, this performance was only made possible with Father's support. The House of the Hearth spent a massive amount. We had to select a location, construct the giant magic...
So, in other words, the earthquake that we...
That's right. It wasn't a sign of another disaster to come.
Then, I can guess, Nervilette, you gathered a crowd, prepared a stage, and also that as soon as I appeared on...
Yes, that is...
Well, Clorand, I must As for you, traveler, you'd make sure that I didn't notice anything amiss before revealing yourself as my prosecutor once we'd arrived onto the stage. Oh? It's fine. The stage is already set, so there's no reason to disappoint the audience.
No, ini gue harus pilih-pilih gak sih? Aduh, malas banget.
Sir Prosecutor, please allow me to This is a document that Miss Huh?
Charlotte wanted to give us something? Oh, so she's here. Oh, let Paimon see. Wait. So in other words, we can refer to this, and let's quickly confirm the information in it. Just think of it as a refresher, alright?
Nggak mau. Banyak banget.
First duels you took part in at the Opera House. That's
Nggak
one for the history books, all right.
Astagfirullahaladzim, ya Allah, banyak banget. Masih ada. Ya udah, oke.
This is the
Child, hello child.
a Fatui Harbinger. The fortress of Merip. According to Monsieur I nearly lost the words of someone as extraordinary as a witch can probably only be...
Oke. Apa main Fortnite ya, boleh nggak?
The defense are both in position. The trial shall now begin.
Oh, come on, Nervilette. There's no need to repeat all the unimportant legalese. forward to the part where the prosecution lays out my offenses. Of course, it is only natural.
That's true. But my
Whoa.
charge here is unrelated to your conduct as an archon. Instead, I would like to charge you as a fraud who's never been the archon in the first place.
Gue tuh.
Wait, what was that? Lady Farina's a fraud?
Hey, I came here thinking that we were going to...
Charge accepted. Lady Farina. Lady Farina.
I plead not guilty. There is no way that I,
Kan bener, dia bukan. Enggak. Lu bukan bukan. Enggak. Siapa lu? Lu bukan archon, cuy.
Yeah,
even though Lady Farina...
Yeah, I've never questioned...
I have cause to believe that common sense will prevail in this case. Many of the members of the audience have known me as the Hydro Archon ever since. See? Even the Oratrice has just. If you wish to drop the case, I can promise you as the god of justice.
An argument with near impossible odds, huh? We have to.
Well, I tried to give you the chance to surrender. If I was not the Archon, then.
Boleh lah, the knave lah.
First of all, you may be a member of another long-lived race, which would allow you to naturally possess an extended lifespan.
Who gave you that idea? Was it the knave? You'd sink so low as to use
A curse. I once thought it possible that the aura, but in light of this claim, perhaps what I say...
You sensed it too, huh, Neverlet?
Lady Farina...
Well, it is true that it's extremely difficult to tell...
Well, don't start celebrating too early now. Besides, everyone knows that the main difference between a human and a god is the possession of authority. Gods can do what humans cannot. That for centuries, manifestations of my authority have one need only to turn their eyes towards the Oratrice Mécanique.
Oh, ada paket buat gue. Yes, finally. Oh my god, bentar guys. So excited. Ya, paket gue 2 abad didapat. Ini yang mana? Oh itu nih. Casing. Gue gak mau. Ah, udah. Nah, boleh.
You tried to reference the Oratrice, but weren't you as confused as all the rest of us when the Oratrice declared Child to be guilty without any proof? Otherwise, you should...
Didn't I make myself clear at the time? The decisions of the gods are naturally difficult for humans to comprehend. There is no need...
Lady Farina, I believe a reminder of your current while the court is in session. The principles of justice and the law must come before all else. You will prove yourself unable to defend against the prosecution's charges if you continue...
I never thought...
That was no trick of rhetoric, Lady Farina.
So, you neither knew why Child was declared guilty, nor did you understand the structure and operations of the Oratrice. Instead of having been created by you, the manifestations of authority you mentioned have been made by the real Hydro Archon, haven't they?
Damn.
The real Hydro Archon? Well, now you're really losing me. It is true that I did not know why but the Oratries handed out that verdict unilaterally. And you can't argue that just because a divine creation is flawed, that the god...
She's still throwing out all kinds of excuses. Seems like she's confident that we won't be able to produce
my power as an archon.
If that poses a concern, I'm prepared to extend my protection to the audience.
Ooh.
Aren't you the Hydro Archon? Or is it that you can't even wield the power of Hydro, much less the authority of a god?
Indemnitium! Yes! It's all because of Indemnitium! All Archons derive their power from the faith of the people, and I've converted the people's faith in justice into Indemnitium. Thus did I give up all of my
pakai gnosis bang, pakai catur.
everyone with energy for their daily lives.
Isn't that?
Yeah, no matter how generous and
It seems like nobody's buying Farina's excuse.
Hey, come now, everyone. Please don't stay. I'm still the same Farina you knew, right, Leaks? You've got to believe me.
If what the prosecutor said is true, she really has committed a grave offense.
Did she deceive all of us? Enough. That's enough. Tell me then, if I'm not the real Hydro Archon, then who is? If you have no evidence of another Hydro Archon.
Wow, she came up with yet another argument.
Enggak. Nevilet bukan, dia kan cuma Hydro Dragon. Cuma gue... Wah, gue nggak tahu sih.
It has been established that all...
Since you insist on claiming to be a god and not a human, then there's a method that you can use right here and now.
Ya, pusing tuh.
Miss Navia, please apply to serve as a temporary attorney for the prosecution before addressing...
Super sorry, Monsieur.
Super sorry. Super shy.
I've brought some seawater from Poisson. As everyone knows, including those... So, Miss Farina, if we are to believe that you are indeed the real Hydro Archon, touching this seawater, but if you don't dare to touch it, then we would have basically proved the reverse. Oh, and I must remind you that after the disaster at Poisson, nobody wants to see any more people dissolve. I do hope you'll act prudently and choose the simpler path.
Navia from the Spina di Rasula.
If Lady Farina is indeed just a human...
Oh. Whoa.
Lady Farina, this test has been unilaterally proposed by the prosecution. As it falls outside the realm of...
Well, of course he had to tell her that. But refusing to participate is...
She's just staring at the water.
What's going on? Is she really planning...
Due to the inherent risk of the test...
No!
Hey! I'm fine! Look at me, everyone! Will you believe me now?
Miss Siegewing, if you're present, Miss...
Siege, don't be nervous.
Please announce the results of...
As everyone doubtlessly saw, Miss Farina was displaying symptoms of hyperventilation and flushed skin. These indicate that she was experiencing the adverse effects of exposure to primordial seawater. The extent to which
waduh.
primordial seawater of a similar concentration.
Thank you, Miss Siegewing. Lady Farina.
Oh, wait. What did she just say? I didn't get to...
Well, Considering your tendency to run from your problems, we did a... However, after extensive discussion, we exchanged it for a sample that is not concentrated enough to dissolve an actual human. We don't want anyone else to lose their life to the sea.
Yeah, so out of regard for Farina's life, you secured a low-concentration sample and asked the head... It's a great thing that the direct sample wasn't actually used.
I can't believe...
Iya. Mati nih. Siapa cita-citanya nge-pull Archon KW? Bukan aku.
Listen to me, everyone. Please don't give me such cold and disdainful looks. Think about it. How can you conclude... Also, if I was really just...
Iya. Iya.
Just listen to me. I swear, I really am your archon.
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway.
With all the things that have been said,
Tapi kasihan sih sebenarnya. Jujur. Agak kasihan. Cuma ya iya.
I believe the time for argument and presentation of evidence has come to an end. If there are no objections, we will move on to the final judgment.
I don't think anything she says at this point will sway her. She's too stacked against her now.
Agak kasihan sih, jujur. Cuma ya iya.
In my capacity as Chief Justice, I shall now render judgment on Farina's misrepresentation of herself as the Archon of Fontaine. As a human who knowingly deceived her fellow citizens, Farina is guilty.
Damn. Anjing. Tapi kasihan sih. Oh.
We shall now turn to the Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale to render the final verdict on the charges.
Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale. Anjing. Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale. Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale. Anjing. Ya, main Star Rail kita. Ayo mas. Archonnya ya ini. Kalau kata gue ya Archonnya itu. Si Oratrice Mécanique d'Analyse Cardinale.
Farina is...
Hah?
What's wrong? What's the Oratrice's verdict?
No. The Oratrice also displays a guilty verdict.
Whoa.
Isn't that correct then?
However, the exact wording of the verdict is thus.
The Hydro Archon guilty.
To be punished via the death sentence.
Lah. Berarti dia Archon bener. Ya.
Death sentence?
Ya. Beneran Archon.
One of the available sentences?
The one and only time the death sentence has been handed out at the court. And it's been given to the very person...
Farina's been sentenced to death by the...
Dia beneran Archon.
We just wanted to use the trial to show her the seriousness of things so she'd tell us the truth.
This outcome is indeed quite strange. According to Fontaine's current definitions of justice, as well as its recommendations for criminal sentences, is this sentence really appropriate for the crimes that have been committed?
Yeah, even Fauché wasn't sentenced to death by the Oratrice. You know, the real evil mastermind behind this...
Indeed. Not only is Farina's sentence overly excessive, the very point of our trial today was also to prove, but now, the Oratrice seems to have deliberately invoked the title of the Hydro Archon. What does this mean?
Wah, anjir.
Excuse me. If
Fremina?
I interrupt.
Ih, Fremina jangan maksa, kamu kan nggak bisa ngomong. Kasian.
Still going?
Fremine, oh, you finally made it. I assume this means you've completed your mission?
Mm-hmm. Any mission Father assigns to me will always be top priority.
Reminet, kamu ngapain?
Is
Duh.
that the first prophecy slate? Huh. So the knave privately arranged.
I looked everywhere and finally found it at the bottom of the sea. But has the trial already concluded? Then
No, nggak apa-apa,
doesn't that
Freminet,
mean I've come too
jangan.
late?
No,
Oh,
nggak
no.
apa-apa.
Father will be disappointed in
No,
me.
Freminet kasihan. Enggak.
Thank you for your hard
Nggak
work,
apa-apa,
Mr.
nggak
Finlay.
apa-apa.
Please allow me to review the record left on the slate.
Duduk. Kasihan Freminet anjing.
Traveler, I believe
Sedih
that you have
gituin.
already seen the other existing slates.
Ya, transisi FTV. Iya, nggak ada anjing. Kenapa anjing? The previous Hydro Archon releasing her divine power, turning the Oceanids into human beings.
I believe I've now made sense of the Hydro Archon's crime. It has to do with Fontaine's lost history.
Isn't the Hydro Archon just guilty of deceiving her people? Oh, wait, no, that's Farina. And so when you say Hydro Archon, do you mean the real Hydro Archon we've been kind of talking about?
In truth, everything that you've encountered in Fontaine up until this point can be traced back to the contents of these stone slates. However, I'm uncertain as to how much sense they currently make to you.
Okay, let's try to recall the contents of the other three.
Cousin? No, what is this? Oops. Tapi tetap Furina. Iya, Furina L. Kalau nih bentar nih. Ini shit.
Slate describes what you just said. It seems to show
Boleh
the previous Hydro
nggak
Archon
ngomong.
using her divine power, and then the Oceanids turn into humans.
Berarti nggak gini. Mungkin Oratrice Mechanic Oratrice Mechanic Denalis Mary whatever lah namanya, ini gue udah lupa. Mungkin itu tuh maksudnya Hydro Archon yang ini. Hydro Archon yang dikasih death sentence itu Hydro Archon yang beneran mungkin ya, bukan Furina. Cuma nggak tahu, pusing.
Does that mean that Fontanians are transformed Oceanids? Oh, Paimon wasn't expecting that. But if Oceanids can turn into humans, then perhaps this process can be reversed as well. The second stone slate shows Celestia floating in the sky. This must be the point when the Hydro Archon, and the third slate shows the Hydro Archon seeking into... That reminds Paimon... Well, the fourth slate is the prophecy the Fontanians have been talking about. We didn't believe that such a crazy disaster...
Itu ini sih ini. Enggak ya? Oh, ini gue bisa ini. Oh ya ada. Ya ada satu-satu semuanya. Oh, oke.
We know from the case of the serial
Iya, ada
disappearances
Iter
of
ngomong,
young women
ngomong.
that Fontanians can be dissolved in primordial seawater. And the first stone slate tells us that long ago, the Hydro Archon used her power to turn Oceanids into humans. This might be the reason that Fontanians can dissolve.
Okay. It shows Celestia floating in the sky as the Hydro Archon and her people worshipping it together, but the heavens still brought judgment down upon them. Oh, itu berarti ini. Ya kan?
Perhaps what is about to take place has all happened before. The true
Berarti mungkin ini gue baca di mana ya, nggak tahu di Twitter apa di mana gitu. Ada yang bilang, ada teori bilang di mana Fontaine tuh sebenarnya udah hilang. Jadi ini tuh cuma kayak nge-replay gitu. Dan semuanya Oceanid. Karena ini kan dibantu sama ini juga. Cuma nggak tahu nih. Shows the Hydro Archon sinking into the sea surrounded by many people. Oh. Ini.
It's not as simple as when Navia fell into the sea, her consciousness was subjected to judgment.
Visual prophecy, describe history. This is a fourth station of the scene. This is basically identical to the described in the prophecy circulating throughout Fontaine. Fontanians will eventually be dissolved into the sea, and the Hydro Archon will sit alone and on her throne and weep. Oh. Ini si tea time kagak bakal bisa dipakai ya? Kayak ini deh. Enggak, berarti bener ini. Ini maksudnya.
The prophecy from the stone slates found its way into society. The fortress of Meropide was nearly flooded with primordial seawater. If we hadn't dealt with it in time, things could have gone very badly.
They'll dissolve into the primordial sea but won't cease to exist. The Hydro Archon was sentenced to death in court.
Ini gambarnya kayak thumbnail YouTube, anjir. Thumbnail YouTube. Nih yang butuh thumbnail nih pakai.
Navia fell into the water inside. The eruption of the primordial sea at the fortress of Meropide was the surest. The prophecy's contents can all be verified by.
Verification complete. Ini yang gue paling males ya sama teori yang semuanya ini sebenarnya nggak ada. Ya Risley, Navilet, segala macem tuh kayak. Terus mereka apaan anjing?
Let's hear them.
Incredible. Linny.
We're not real humans.
All Fontanians were originally created by the late previous Hydro Archon. The evidence for that can be found in how only Fontanians could dissolve in primordial seawater, and how all the girls Vache dissolved. Oh, and according to Navia, when she was about to get dissolved, she also saw.
Indeed.
Yeah, and it follows from the content
Okay.
of the first slate that she probably angered Celestia by creating humans without prior permission. That could also explain why the Oratries judged the Hydro Archon to be guilty. It's
the Hydro Archon's true sin.
And yet, after many hundreds of years, the Hydro Archon's creations have turned around to try to judge the Archon within the Opera Epiclese. The twists of history are all...
Yeah! Isn't the image here just like when Navia fell into the sea? So wouldn't it be trying to show the image of the Hydro Archon also? In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only the Hydro Archon will remain weeping on her throne. Did Paimon get all that right?
You've made some keen deductions. I must say, given how much you still don't know, it is impressive that you've already managed. However, while you were able to decode all the information on the slates, when we were at the ruins, I tried to decipher the hidden information. Now that the slate collection is complete, I shall make another attempt to decipher the
Gak tau gitu, lu dari tadi aja anjing, gue ngapain mikir?
I believe I should share this truth not only with you, but with all the people of Fontaine as well. Your hypotheses regarding the origin of Fontanians and the sin of the Hydro Archon were both correct. In the Fontaine of old, the previous Hydro Archon sensed the yearning of her Oceanid familiars for life on land. The Oceanids were enamored with the beauty and romanticism of human beings, and wishing to have those experiences for themselves, expressed to the Hydro Archon that, however, even though water as an element is intricately linked with the power of life, the Hydro Archon, as one of the seven, did not possess the authority to create a new form of human life. Not one to give in, she eventually found a way to create permanent humanoid bodies for her familiars by appropriating the power. She poured primordial seawater into the Oceanids' blood vessels. But if Fontanians were to ever come into direct contact with water from the primordial sea, the power within their bodies would... Of course, the Hydro Archon never received permission from the heavenly principles to create a new human race. And thus, the Hydro Archon and all of her creations came to shoulder the original sin of appropriating the power of the primordial sea. That is the true history of how the...
So we were all
That's way too much information for me. I think I'm just going... Wait, but if that's the truth, we can't let the Hydro Archon be sentenced to death. After all, her only sin was creating...
This really might be too much information for your regular Fontanian, but it does answer a lot of our questions.
Alas, your hypothesis regarding the third and fourth stone slates was inaccurate. The slates' respective positions are, in fact. A key point of the visual on the third slate is how all the individuals depicted in the water are humans, rather than they have not been dissolved, which implies that the water depicted in this slate is not water from the primordial sea. The nation of Fontaine is the nation of Hydro, as well as the nation of trials and justice. Instead of being the literal element, you may also recall Navia's experience. When she fell into the sea, her consciousness was surrounded by that of many others. Therefore, the meaning of the third slate is that the people of Fontaine shall try the Hydro Archon at the court of justice. Yes, it refers to our present situation.
I think I'm following now. So, what you're saying is, even in truth, everything we've done has happened exactly as the
What should we do?
Huh. No matter what, the prophecy will be fulfilled.
Wah, anjir merinding baca.
Is this
Wow.
what it feels like to be a
If that's the case, does that mean that—
Traveler, I would like to point out another small fallacy in about the fourth slate. You probably thought that the eruption of primordial seawater beneath the fortress of Meripedes. However, I believe that rather than being a sure sign, that eruption, as for the root cause of the catastrophe, I believe you've already encountered it once before.
Hah? Mana?
This eruption was just a small warning of the things to come.
It was both dream and reality.
if we're talking about a true culprit, that could—
The truth, the original sin.
Oh shit. Lagunya mirip-mirip lagu Child sih. Oke, here we go. Wow. Ini Hydro Archon-nya ya? Nggak tahu sih. Yeehaw! Anjing keren banget. Kan bener kan Child, lagunya Child banget. Wah, anjing keren banget. Anjing Child keren banget dah asli. Holy shit.
That was way too close! How did that thing just burst into the opera house? Wait, was that the huge whale you saw in your dream?
So we've met it at last. I understand very well why it is chosen. That whale does not belong to Tevat. It is a monster that has traversed the stars, weeping all the while. It has been
Dari
greedily
abyss kayaknya
consuming
itu.
the energy from the planet's primordial sea, and once it has finished consuming all of the energy...
You said that when the Hydro Archon first created Fontanians out of...
Precisely. That whale finds the blood of... Therefore, when it left the primordial sea, it decided to make...
We just barely managed to push...
That is correct. Indeed, it is more accurate to say that we should thank that Harbinger for buying us some time. From the way he looked, he must have been...
That battle maniac. We've always known that he had a special connection with the... Anyway, now that we know that this whale...
It is too late. It had already absorbed too much of the primordial sea's energy before... Even if the entirety of Tevat were to be destroyed, it could still survive.
That's... We've already done everything. We've come
Gas.
so
Gue udah siap.
far.
Ayo.
Indeed. That's not how a grand performance should end.
Ini frame ini di belakang.
I'll
Lucu.
fight it to the end.
So the prophecy will be fulfilled no matter what, huh?
Gas, ada traveler sekarang. Ini
The
kenapa?
prophecy. Yes, what has been prophesied will be fulfilled. You may view such things as the history of the future. Just as prophecies are usually only the future as seen from the perspectives of the gods, could things be happening in hidden corners where the gods' gaze does not fall? Ultimately, fate shall serve as your only guide, no matter what will happen in Tevat.
Bro, you're not the thinker.
What's happening with the oratories?
I believe it is preparing to carry out the death sentence.
Farina!
No, I still need answers.
Anjing, tinggi banget lompatnya. Nah, itu arkonnya. What the fuck?
You...
Furina?
Sorry. That shocked expression.
You are not Farina.
The sweet
Vocalo.
sound of bewilderment. Marvelous.
Fosolo.
Oh, that wasn't my goal, of course. Goodness, no. But I had to fool the heavenly principle.
Deceiving the heaven...
It's all because of that pernicious prophecy. Dreadful, wasn't it? Everyone
Nah
doomed
ini
to
gua
dissolve.
nggak apa-apa nih kalau kayak begini. Ini
Fontaine
baru
condemned to be
arkon
flooded.
anjing. Kalian yakin ngepullnya arkon yang paling nggak?
One was not amused.
Ngepull
In
siapa aja
fact,
bebas.
one was positively bemused when that problem was thrust upon me by... She knew full well that the... And as one of the seven, she also knew full well that...
Nah ini baru
one
suaranya
defies
arkon banget
the
coy.
heavenly principles at one's peril.
Beuh.
So yes, as you have no doubt surmised, it was a rather impossible situation that I spent a terribly long time mulling it over, alone on the ocean floor. I had to outwit the heavenly principles. I'm a genius, I know. I can only assume that's why Egeria chose me as her successor.
You go Queen. Ini baru gue suka kalau kayak gini anjir.
Although, looking back now, it was hardly the inheritance one dreams of. Between the task of saving the nation, the quotidian duties of the Hydro... But one can only play the hand one is dealt. I did not choose this, any more than I chose.
So you were also once one of the Oceanids, transformed.
Yes, I was. I always dreamed of becoming human. And I still do, even now. After becoming a god, I separated my divinity from my body and spirit, leaving behind only a self that was as naive and bewildered as my past self on her first day as a human being. The me you see before you now is that divinity. And the human
Jadi dia
counterpart I
mirip
left
kayak
behind,
ini
I
si
named Farina.
si Shogun kan, ada bonekanya lah, tanda kutip.
She could feel joy, sorrow, and everything in between. Her strengths were of a kind only a... But in my eyes, Farina's humanity was what made her perfect. She was perfectly human in every... Anyway, so then I cursed her. All part of the plan, of course. The plan to Do you still remember the final scene of the prophecy? In order that the prophecy might appear fulfilled, I invited Farina to be an actor under the curse I placed on her. So long as I, Focalor's divinity, continued to exist, she could not die. But nor was
Anjir,
she
tapi
free to live
kasihan
her
juga
life in
anjing.
the pursuit of happiness.
Dia nggak bisa.
Instead, she was forced to take the stage in the opera house. I suppose now you probably understand why you're...
But Farina is only human. Even though she has had a long life, her mind is no... I cannot begin to fathom what she is...
It has indeed. And although she is, in a sense, it's been 500 years, and all along, she's been playing her part in the most unimaginably long, unbearably lonely, and agonizingly painful...
Ya, kenapa nggak pakai ether? Ya, harus banget nih. Ya, mau pakai ether dong? Ya. Mau ganti party tadinya.
Oh, who permitted you to come onto the stage? Now, all right. It is not my intent to
Don't look at
reprimand
me,
you.
don't look at me.
There is no need to state your name. Just be off with you. Do not... oh, do not
Let the stage
jest.
lights go
Can
off,
you not
please,
feel
if only
it?
for 1 second.
I am Focalor. The
That way I
eyes
can
of
become
countless
myself
Fontanians are upon me. I must...
Oh, matiin lampunya. Berarti.
Dear audience, the performance is experiencing a technical difficulty, but worry not. The guards shall resolve it soon enough.
Ya.
Nice and spicy.
Gather!
Hey, what gives? The audience is still watching me, you know. Guards? Wait, where are the guards? Guards!
Nggak ada, Neng.
And voila!
Tuh. Ah. What's in? Before a mirror, Farina. Oh shit. Lighternya mana?
Farina. Farina.
Huh? Who's that? Who's calling me? Where are...
Be not nervous. Be not afraid. I am
Wait a moment. You're... Mirror me? How... Mirror me?
The prophecy.
What prophecy? The people will all...
Oh.
What's... But...
Gue sebenarnya nggak terlalu peduli sama
I will
Farina, jadi
tell
udah.
you how.
Gue mau baca cepet.
If there were...
I suppose this... Don't worry. That's right. If you can...
But...
Don't worry. Being a human, you remember.
So...
To a but...
A trial.
Harus banget sih.
The Maison Cardinalise has a... What should I say? I'm sure you've all heard. In truth, I know as the god Focalor. Once again, this... I thought I might...
That's the new Hydro Archon. Is this some kind of joke by the Maison? I would have thought that a being that surpasses humanity would...
Hey, did you hear that? She even told us to send her suggestions.
Shouldn't gods be all-powerful? She's being so modest.
If you ask me, perhaps the succession didn't actually happen.
Wait, what's going on? Right. Mirror me said, calm down, Farina. Assertive, with a... Now, I was wondering if some weak puppet... Well, you may consider my previous act a door gift of sort. Now then, let us be reintroduced.
Ah, so that was just a performance. How could I have forgotten that we were inside an...
Personality? It's quite shocking, to be honest, but I suppose it's a better look than before. Such a fascinating and bold deity. How wonderful! Our future may yet be bright after all.
It seems I've turned them around. Best follow this flow and restart my accession speech. My dear people, whether you acknowledge me or not, whether you trust me or nay, I say to you, keep faith in your ardor for justice. We have heard it said that this nation's sins can no longer be washed away. The scales of may law be the prayer on our lips. May judgment be our worship. Let us know this won't work. They'll suspect me again. I must play the role that they want. There is no so long as I, the Archon Focalor...
Yes! Oh, yeah!
Kenapa nggak jadiin cutscene aja sih? Dah, lari. Yeay, bisa lari.
Lady Farina, here are today.
Besides,
If
a magnificent...
that's true, I...
No need for fright. And do not take what I said before too seriously. Go now.
Lady Farina.
No need to... All right.
He's...
Lady Farina.
I see. It's as I thought then. As your god, all manner of sun. Really?
I'm...
Bobo. Anjing cantik banget kasurnya.
The day is finally over. But it's good to see that everything's... Maybe this is fine.
Ini sampai kapan please? Aduh.
Lady Farina, here are the new trial reports for the latest cases, as well as a summary of the follow-up.
There'll be no need for that.
Lady Farina, I've...
Indeed, my dear.
Lady Farina, we're detecting significant...
Understood. Keep monitor. I feel utterly exhausted.
Lady Farina, it's like a dream being able to speak with you up close like this. I've heard that the first member of our family who was honored to receive an audience with you was Madame Deoteria, almost 20 generations ago.
And what a fine family yours is indeed. It brings me great joy.
Are you crying?
This must be the overflow of hydro from my person. Well, can't quite help being the god.
No wonder. No wonder. A manifest...
So interminable. Hundreds of years must have passed by now. I never imagined have I reached my... I want to tell someone, anyone, about I have conducted so many investigations. All I can do is keep heart. I must...
Wah, anjing.
Farina, you don't have to shoulder this burden alone. Although I don't know what you might be keeping from everyone.
Share my burden. That's impossible. It was fated right from the start that
But even if your burden doesn't need to be, just share it with me.
a witness. And if to that is in its entirety... He's right. I could confirm, but if things don't play out as no, Farina. You shouldn't. But what if, Farina, you've worked so hard. Is it such an outrageous thing to do anyway? If you let this opportunity, think about it long and hard. No, I have nothing to say. All you need to do, dear spectator, is to witness my performance.
Fine.
Dah. Itu dong.
So even Farina doesn't know the truth? You've never once...
Yes, it had to be done. To deceive the heavenly principles, you must first deceive yourself. She did very well. If she had let her resolve falter even once in these it seems that trusting humanity...
I believe that I understand how you're how would you build on this foundation to save the people of Fontaine?
Ah, good, good. Of course, the Iudex of Fontaine has pinpointed... I'm sure you've long sensed that the Oratrice is no simple machine.
I've always suspected that it had its own consciousness. And Lenny did mention that he heard a human... It now seems that that person was you, hidden within...
And then I became one with the Oratrice, taking Fontaine's gnosis with me. Yes, it would... Alas, your understand... In truth, it is no enactor.
I beg your pardon?
Oh, you have it. And to be more precise, not only will the Oratrice take down the god of justice... I mean, did you think I would be the sort to enjoy peaceful repose while Farina suffered? My work over these last 500 years has been to constantly... But really, some have already discovered that only a small fraction of the energy... The vast majority has been... had to be...
It was all part of your plan.
Indeed. This power, accrued over 5 centuries, could have sustained Fontainians for millennia, but only power of this magnitude could hope...
So the Oratrice's call for death was for neither Farina nor Focalor, but for the Hydro Archon. The destruction of that divine throne. If I do not misunderstand your intent...
Oh!
Returning what's rightfully yours to you, of course.
Oh. Berarti bukan Hydro Archon yang dibunuh, tapi title Hydro Archonnya itu. Jadi nggak ada Hydro Archon di Fontaine lah, jangan dong. Ya, tapi dibalikin ke Iudex.
In other words, this was all done to return the authority of the Hydro Archon to the Hydro Dragon of this planet.
Tapi bukannya itu malah jadi... Ya jangan dong. Nanti Navilatnya sibuk. Udah sibuk makin sibuk.
Oh, what? Getting sad again, are we? The authority of the ancient dragons shall soon be yours once more, O Hydro Dragon Sovereign.
All you've done throughout the years is just so you can sacrifice yourself at the very end.
I've never quite seen it that way, you know. Even now, I'm quite pleased at how well my deception worked.
No. Nabilat nangis tadi. Fontaine be like hujan deres.
Hydro Dragon.
Oh.
Don't cry. I must say, had it been within my rights, I would have loved to judge the heavenly principles themselves. Egeria stole the power of the primordial sea, and the heavenly principles stole the power you ancient dragons possessed. I, for my part, am the god of justice. And is it not just that your original powers should be returned to you? Speaking of justice, I have always believed that justice lies in the process of pursuing human existence itself. So, if the theft of the primordial sea's might was Fontaine's original sin, then, leaving matters of procedural right and wrong aside, the descent of the Fontainians as humans and their right to exist in this world would be Fontaine's original justice. In other words, existence was Egeria's justice, and to me, justice is the continuation of that existence, defying the prophecy and ensuring that Fontaine's people shall live on. That should be the At this point, we, Iudex Neuvillette, the highest judge in our land, when you regain your full power as an elemental sovereign, what verdict shall you pass upon us?
So when I was invited to the court of Fontaine to serve as Iudex, I see now that that was your idea too. At last. I now understand the true purpose behind this position. In the beginning, I was uninterested in human existence. But these 5 centuries of living alongside them have gradually brought about mutual understanding between us. And I have even attempted to feel as they feel. You are a devious one, Focalors. Things being as they are, surely you know that I could never declare them to be guilty.
Epic moment, epic moment. Let's go.
The hour of my execution is almost here. For the sinner, the curtain call has come. I know I may not sound it, but faced with death, I find myself a little afraid. Perhaps this is one thing both gods and humans have in common. Farewell, Neuvillette. I hope you've enjoyed the part you played these 500 years.
I, Iudex Neuvillette, hereby declare, people of Fontaine, your sins are forgiven.
I wonder what my
Suara apaan tadi ya bener-bener. Tai. Ngerusak anjing. Ngerusak momen anjing. I wonder what. Tai. Udah keren anjing. Tiba-tiba ada I wonder what apa anjing.
What just happened?
Anjing bagus banget tai.
Has the death sentence been carried out?
dari live stream update kemarin gue kira si Vocalors bilang farewell Neville tuh Neville-nya mati. Ya ternyata enggak. Okay.
Was that bright light some sort of misdirection?
But since we're all still...
It's time to end this. We must mete out punishment to that beast.
Nah, baru nih.
I have gained the strength sufficient to deal with it.
Ooh, okay.
Through certain means, I now have the ability to separate the power of the primordial sea from
Let's
that
go,
creature.
weekly boss.
We should seize the opportunity to pursue our quarry. Traveler, now that the oratories can no longer function, I require an executor to help me mete out justice. The root of the calamities befalling Fontaine, the beast that enacts the prophecy. Its name is the all-devouring narwhal. Come with me, traveler. The hour of execution has come.
Berarti harusnya pakai Neville gue, malah pakai Lini. Tapi kan dia air ya, gue takutnya ini anjir apa? Gue takutnya apa namanya? Oh, immune anjir. Oh. Gue kebelet kencing anjing liat banyak air. Malah pakai Lini. Iya anjir nih gimana? Salah anjing, bukan gitu cara pakai Lini.
Unless we can find a way to attack it from within. I shall share a part of the ancient dragon's power with you. We shall look for an opening together. I can feel its sorrow turning into hostility.
Mana anjing katanya mau ini power. Mana powernya? Mampus. Cing, gede banget.
The all-devouring narwhal cannot resist its instinct to devour. Continue to trigger its hostility. A chance will present itself.
Simple sih sejauh ini ya. Oh shit. Jangan. Terus ini ngapain lawan child? Itu bukan child. Awalnya gue kira ini child loh. Gue salah rotasi lininya.
I have granted you my protection. Do not fear. Seize the moment and use my power to suppress its root from within.
Mana anjing? Ngebug. Oh shit. Halo. Udah gitu dong. Oh shit. Bang sekerk. Anjing dibuang. Lah, itu jangan dibuang. Lah.
Thanks for helping with the cleanup. Should have been my job, but
Itu childnya jangan dibuang anjing.
it was just supposed to be a short private training session for me. I didn't think that my disciple and my master's pet would start brawling in the meantime. Well, actually, I had a feeling that it would happen at some point. But
that power.
idea. From what she said earlier, she must be Child's master. Skirk, right? It's just that he gave us the impression that she was the less talkative person.
I simply did not have anything to say to the weak.
Yeah.
But you, on the other hand, managed to defeat the all-devouring narwhal without using power from beyond this world.
Apakah ini kayak first look powers tanpa hydro ini tanpa fusion ya?
So you may speak to me as equals.
Anjay.
I have to agree. It's a strange use of a planet's primordial waters. That kind of power is wasted on it. It's not cooperative. It eats too much. All in all, it fails as a pet.
Miss Skirk?
The point
Well, being that this pet almost destroyed an entire nation, so what sort of person is your master? Well, Child's master's master.
Oh, right. So you don't know him. His name is Sertologi.
Surtology. The fuck?
I am unfamiliar with that name.
Pagi gue.
Huh. So Master is insufficiently famous.
The Foul.
How should I describe him then? Have you heard of the name The Foul?
The Foul?
Still nothing? Well, how about the Visionary? Vetterfulnir then? Or Gold Rhindaughter?
Rhindaughter tahu ya?
Rhindaughter's part of the Hexen Circle.
Albedo sama kamu.
Oh, so you do know that name. To be honest, I also heard all of those names and titles from my master. I don't actually, but I suppose you understand now, yes? My master is likely a similar sort to Rhindaughter. They are both pursuing some form of perfection.
Wait, didn't you also mention a visionary person?
Actually, never mind that. I believe it expedient to inform you that the all-devouring narwhal used up nearly all its strength fighting you.
Whoa.
Such roiling hydro energies will prove difficult for the planet's deep seas to digest. As such, the fontaine back on the surface has most likely been thrown into chaos. In other words, the prophecy that you've been fretting over should now be in full swing.
What?
Not to worry. Focalor has already managed to deceive the heavenly principles.
Damn. Terus?
In the end, the people will all be dissolved into the waters, and only Farina will remain, weeping on her throne. Only then will the sins of the people of Fontaine be washed away.
Terus?
Hey! Help! Over here!
Tetap banjir tapi pada hidup semua. Ini mah udah bukan kayak Kalimalang lagi anjing. Oh turun lah, enggak. Malah makin naik.
All hands initiate emergency rescue!
Anjing keren banget.
Hurry! Hey, lend a hand!
Wih, prominent. Nyari apa?
Look! The water's receding!
Oh iya, banjir bentar doang. Ah, ini mah hujan deras di Kalimalang bentar anjir.
It's a miracle! We didn't dissolve. The prophecy was wrong. The prophecy was wrong.
Are you alright?
Yeah.
We're saved. The prophecy was wrong.
Terus itu gimana tuh? Kita ngobrol sama Skirk tadi. Gue jadi penasaran nih.
The soul renewed. The Spinati Rasula talks post-disaster rebuilding. I reason old soil can still give birth to new bloom, Miss No. Skyship Winglet, Booner Bane of the Fontaine Research Institute. The various disputes that have arisen on account of Mr. Edwin. People always call the first researcher mad, but few know. Wow! Paimon barely recognizes the people in the reports. Are those really Jurier and Navia? They sound like real big shots.
What do you think? Pretty enthralling, huh? The Steambird's idea was pretty simple. With the disaster just having passed, we would print a free edition packed to the margins with good news to calm people down. The value for these big scoops lies in their inevitable follow-ups. We'll publish further reports and go into the stories behind those people. Edwin's assistant, Jurier, created a true flying ship. Well, not
Paimon's curious too!
And that's exactly why I'd like you to come conduct it.
Are you?
Oh, this time we'll be...
No. For better tomorrow. Nice. Finale. Meanwhile, Fontaine udah tamat, gua masih pakai Traveler Dendro. Ini the best Traveler, anjir. What you mean? Ini sama Gio.
Oh, it's you.
Hey, we're just having a look.
I'm here to update myself on how...
Let me introduce you. This is Mr. Garunt Snezhevich. Our residents are hard.
Hello, Miss Charlotte. I'm a big fan of yours, but if you don't mind,
I get where you're coming from.
that would be fine.
Oh, you're back too. How are things?
We finished laying down the construction.
Huh?
Well, her reputation's greatly risen after that whole duel.
There's too much to consider in the reconstruction of Poisson.
Oh, wait, just a moment. Do you mind me asking a few questions?
Forget it.
I see you're the same.
Well, if we're talking about doing things for my sake.
Of course I will. I'm not gonna let him off that easy. All right, then everyone who wants...
Anya.
How did it go? Was it a good shot?
Not bad. Your addition really helped the composition of the picture. All right, hang on a moment. Let me snap a few more shots. All right, that should do it. I'll be back here later anyway, so let's call it a day.
You're very quick.
Speed is of the essence. Also, not to brag.
Wow.
I'll hazard a guess that this is how you got that interview at...
Whoa, you're well...
That's a...
In truth, I told him that it was best...
You're right.
Stay safe now. And tell me if...
Fortress of Meripede. Oh, dari sini aja.
again, huh? There's a real nostalgia.
Looks like you've been missing us.
Duke! Did you come all the way to...
Of course. I'm here to welcome you and our dear Miss...
It's an honor to finally meet the much-rumored Duke.
No need to thank me. But that said, I shouldn't be the focus of your interview.
Of course, of course.
All right then, this way.
Hey, no,
It would seem that Miss Lorvine doesn't want her face...
Sir, please don't say that.
But it looks like dear Mr. Jurier denies it.
No, I just...
Now, I might not look it, but I actually did meet the boat that brought about a miracle. Still, if I might ask.
Huh. Looks like Shen...
I have to apologize, but that ship is presently in the bowels of our factory.
Really?
You already know my answer, I'm afraid. Best you interview our head nurse instead. Or
Did you really have to use the word couple? Well, then, two...
Is my hair messed up? Please, someone...
Things sure are getting pretty lively here. Oh, seems like everyone's here. Would any of you like to try...
Ah, see...
Hey, Miss Charlotte. Sure.
Huh? Sure. Do I have to smile? So, how have things been...
Same old, as you can see. Fontaine's undergone some change...
Other than that flying ship, I got it.
That's why I decided to let the interview go through. We should direct more public opinions toward...
You're too kind, sir.
I see. Lots of things happened that day, huh? Anyway, regarding that Harbinger, I'm not sure you remember, but...
He sure did win them over.
I'll tell them that there's good news and bad news. The good being that their boss seems fine, and the bad...
Oh, actually...
What change can there be? The fortress will keep... As to what Miss Farina's departure will mean for the nation, and if our laws and governance will be transformed, we'll leave...
Hey, everyone. The photo shoot's done.
Good. In that case, let's call it a day.
Thanks for your cooperation. Come on, Traveler, let's go.
There'll be a next...
Maybe. Who knows? All right. Last stop, the docks.
Wow. Gue bingung ini sih. Kan Fontaine tadi banjir ya. Cuma di sini kan ke bawah nih ya. Tinggi betinggi nih. Tuh. Kita tuh high ground nyari dibanding Sumeru. Sumeru di bawah situ. Jadi satu taifatnya banjir apa cuma kayak ada barrier gitu jadi airnya nggak tumpah gitu. Gimana sih? Nggak ngerti. Air kena itu. Seger. Oh, ini nggak ada stamina nih, Cok. Ini ada lini. Nah, itu siapa?
Navia mentioned that she stayed in touch with Linny.
Traveler, Paimon. Ah, and Miss Charlotte, too.
Would you like a magic pocket?
What sort of gadget is it?
It's a wondrous bag that can be used to carry many things. The water level has returned to normal, but if you see any of your things floating around, you can use this to carry them.
Trick a friend.
You could just make a friend like Fremine here. Isn't that right, Fremine?
Kasian Femini.
Is this what you meant by I'll help you make some more friends?
To be honest, that sounds pretty sweet. Could I have your contact, please?
Sure.
Oh.
Please, write down my address.
Cuy, dia excited.
Hard to help Fremine socialize.
He was the one who proposed doing this. He even wants to assist in our magic shows.
Yes, I was planning to first introduce Pear as an assistant, and later Fremine himself. In the future, I think we can leave underwater escape magic to him too.
That said, would anyone want to see a diver,
Escape underwater?
Oh, it'll work out. Every journey begins with the first step. He'll become a part of our show eventually.
Lynette, could you come over?
Got it.
My, that Charlotte is rather perceptive. She got rid of everyone the moment she realized I had something to say to you. Father says that you did a great deal during the latest events. She's very grateful for your
That's alright.
Oh, I guess you haven't heard. Well, after Lady Farina left, Father and Monsieur Nervillet opened negotiations, during which he gave Fontaine's Gnosis to her as a...
No, udah diambil aja anjing.
A diplomatic gift?
Yes, I was quite surprised at first myself. It could have been done as an apology for the incident with Lord Child, or as thanks for his... Furthermore, Father did also lend significant aid to Fontaine.
Well, that's true, but this isn't...
I would agree, but I've also heard that... It seems that Monsieur Nervillet has...
So there's some...
I suspect you'll have to ask him about that yourself.
Isn't he real busy? But back to the topic. The note...
They say that he's returned to Snezhnaya to recover from his wounds. I hear that the recent disaster really did a number on his health.
That's true. When you think about it, we've had loads of run-ins with the Fatui.
So shocked by such a simple switching of sides?
Father!
Well, well, what do you know? Come to the docks to see how my children are doing and meet the traveler by chance. Pleased.
Are you going to take the Gnosis back to Snezhnaya?
That is our duty as harbingers. Yes, don't be too preoccupied with sides. The goal of the Fatui concerns not a single place or person, but the entire world. With such switching my masks is something I've always done. Well, that depends on many things. No one truly knows. As for you, I very much look forward to our next collaboration. Good things cannot be achieved alone, and you've proved yourselves to be great partners. A vision? All right. I'll remember to return it. Thank you for keeping it safe for him this entire time.
And that's a wrap for me. Huh?
Greetings, Miss Journalist.
Hello.
That is correct. So forgive me, but I will not be able to serve as a subject in your article. However, feel free to write as much as you'd like about our dear magicians and our upcoming rookie talent.
I will.
The sea breeze is quite pleasant.
Farewell, Father.
Oh, she has such an intimidating presence. I didn't even dare to take a picture. Thankfully, I've already wrapped up all my pre-scheduled interviews.
Don't be too nervous. Why don't you take a magic pocket before
Masih
you go?
anjing.
Here, traveler, Paimon.
Masih.
You take one too.
Magic pocket.
To move things about?
Masih.
That's
anjir.
right. Funny. I was giving out magic pockets when we first met too. I guess this must be life. All right then. We'll be handing out pockets in some other districts later.
Well, guess we sent Charlotte off. Shall we go see what Nervillet's doing?
Yes. Oh, mau ketemu Nervillet sini. Tinggal switch party aja. Udah. Tuh bentar ya. Oke. Yang buram. Lah. Oh, bukan di dalam. Maaf, di luar. Atau dia nggak di luar. Oops.
The entrance to the fortress. Ooh,
Hampir jatuh gue. Jadi Hydro Dragon lagi.
So, you really are here, Neverland. Paimon didn't think you were going to have free time this hour of the day.
Really? Oh, I suppose you must have met Mr. Linney. He took the time to greet me. In any case, you came at a good time. I was just considering reaching...
Aw, Paimon's glad that you remembered. Thank you for keeping us... Alright, let's have it then. How was Fontaine actually saved?
It is strange how words can often leave a bitter taste in the mouth when it...
Damn. Hai, halo Rio. Timing anjir udah kelar gue. Fortnite malam, guys.
Fossilor destroyed the divine throne of the Hydro Archon and restored your power to you, transforming you into a fully fledged elemental dragon.
Let's go. Berarti nggak ada Hydro Archon sekarang ya?
But Paimon still doesn't
Gue
quite
besok ke
get
Semarang.
what you did to save the Fontanians from dissolving.
For me, the authority of the ancient dragons refers to absolute control over the hydro element.
Setelah malam ini Kamis sampai Minggu, oke.
Fontanians were incomplete humans born of Egeria's use of the power of the primordial, but so long as those primordial energies remain within them, I could use the ancient dragon's authority to grant them true blood, after the fashion in which life was first brought into being on this
But as
planet.
long as those primordial energies remain within them, I could use the ancient dragon's authority to grant them true blood after the fashion in which life was first brought into. Huh? Oh, I see. Okay.
In other words, when I
Gue mager
gave
story
my
nanti lah
verdict,
mau Genshin.
Fontanians became true
Nanti lah main
humans,
Genshin.
and thus would naturally no longer be
Gue pikir gue
disarmed by
ngapain dari tadi, gue
water from the
story
primordial sea.
cuma tidur dari tadi. Bagian asiknya 30 menit yang lalu.
Fossilor must have counted on you to make that decision.
Tapi di update ini yo, lu nggak perlu story buat ngerjain weekly yang baru. Jadi lu kalau nge-wish didongeng jadi lu kalau mau nge-wish si Furina tapi materialnya kan weekly yang baru tuh, lu bisa tanpa story. Aman, jadi nggak perlu story.
Yeah, and in a manner of speaking, Fossilor finally managed to fulfill the original Hydro
Asik,
Archon's
ya.
wish to turn Oceanids into real people too.
It seems from your expressions that you still have more things you wish to ask. Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
Nanya lagi. Dan sikat aja mau siap-siap buat besok cabut. Hai, bye. About the for that Naya
I have
anjir
investigated
namanya.
his case along many avenues, and I have learned that he once fell into an unknown chasm when he was young. There, by chance,
Oh, salahnya di situ dia. Salahnya ngebangunin si Paus.
But whether it be by sentiment or reason, that should not have been enough to consider him the root cause of the disaster. As for the judgment passed by the Oratrice during the trial, whether it was due to that liability by association or Fossilor deliberately using...
Guess Fossilor had Fontanians in mind the whole time. In the end, it was thanks. Hang on a second. Back when Fontanians hadn't yet become real humans, were the children they had also transformed Oceanids?
Life has always flowed like water. Do you recall how Fontanians would often come to the Fountain of Lucine to...
Yeah, Lynette said the fountain is where all the...
In truth, even those couples did not know that such prayers were no mere custom. Those Oceanids who were blessed within the spring water would later descend as new humans.
Paimon!
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
Fontaine's Gnosis.
Oh, that's right! They say you...
Leaving aside their intentionality, the two Fatui Harbingers have indeed their sole remaining goal in Fontaine, at least at this point, would seem to be the Oratrice has ceased to function. The Hydro Archon's divine throne is now no more, and I do not need the Gnosis's power. As such, it has lost all meaning for Fontaine. If the Fatui have impure designs, then we might as well accede to their request now, and avoid unnecessary conflict.
What complicated considerations? Paimon thought you were just giving it to them out of gratitude to the...
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
Fontaine's Future gue gak terlalu peduli sih. Ya boleh dah. Buat konten
Risley said Farina has already left.
Ah, Lady Farina. The people are only aware that her death sentence has not been carried out. She abdicated the post of Hydro Archon and left affairs related to that title to me. Before leaving I related Focalor's words to her faithfully and completely. After it, she simply said that she was tired. Having said that, she then packed her things and moved out of the opera house.
But she's the—
You need not worry. I will make arrangements to ensure that she will not want for food, clothing, board, or travel. In truth, I am somewhat happy for her. But now that she no longer has to play the role of Focalor the Hydro Archon, she can finally lay down her burdens and
Tapi
live a
kayak
normal
udah
life.
telat nggak sih dia mau jadi normal life, soalnya kan udah 500 tahun ya. Nggak apa ya? Anjing. Nggak 500 tahun anjing. Oh, makanya nanti ada story quest ya, story quest si Focalor yang gua nggak bakal kerjain karena gua males.
After
Dan gua
Focalor
nggak
passed
peduli
on,
juga sih
the
sebenarnya.
Oratrice also ceased to function. This matter will directly affect our trials. After much careful consideration, I've decided to take over its role in our court.
Looks like you're still considering stuff from the perspective—
As an elemental dragon, there are indeed many things that I must do. But this power and this duty, in a manner of speaking, you could— As such, before I attend to my other responsibilities. Additionally, the Hydro Archon's departure has brought about another problem, which is that the opera—
That's true. That power was derived from the people— Wait, but the various mechs and machines in the city are—
As I am now, I have full command over New Musia, and it can serve as a complete substitute. Another
Wow. This ancient dragon's authority stuff is really quite useful, huh?
Ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it. You will soon be heading to Natlan, I presume. I'm afraid that I have little talent as a travel guide. So, as far as I'm aware, Natlan can be said to be a nation of dragons.
A nation of dragons?
No, I suspect that I would not find myself welcome there.
Ya nggak panas anjing.
Unlike ancient dragons such as myself, the dragons of Natlan have undergone long years of development and evolution. Large numbers of them have entered a form of coexistence with humanity. Natlan is also the nation of war. War ravaged. There is one other piece of information I got incidentally from my negotiations. The harbinger known as the Captain has thrown his hat into the endless ring of
the
war.
Captain.
I suggest
Nah,
that you
kita bakal
fully
ketemu the
prepare
Captain di
yourself
Natlan
before
ya.
going to Natlan. In the meantime, Fontaine, ask away. I will tell you the truth as I know it.
Udah sih nggak ada.
Hang on a sec. Paimon, when we spoke to Linny earlier, he mentioned that your attitude towards giving— We guessed that there might be some—
No wonder the House of the Hearth is the Fatui's So regarding this specific issue, I was just getting ready to share something with you.
What is it?
In truth, I exchanged some further words with that lady named Skirk after sending you two back to the surface.
Oh.
It went something like this.
Menarik nih, baru menarik nih. Apakah Lumin? Dainsleeve? Siapa kek? Oh, bukan sih?
Well,
Yeah.
I'm going to head topside to see what's going on.
What next?
The all-devout, I can finally catch the scent of your power. It is the authority of the planet's primordial dragons. But with something very similar to— I'm sure I've encountered something like this before.
I do not know what you speak of.
Of course. How could I forget? You should have the remains of the third descender on your person.
Whoa,
Yes.
what? The third descender.
Remains?
Huh. According to your parlance, I believe—
Well, that much is true. After Focalor's— But I fear I have never heard of it described in the manner—
I've been training with my master, the Fowl, ever since I was young, and I have never returned to the surface since. It is only natural for those who are greater than humanity to possess a different sort of common sense. Which is, regardless, you should probably get rid of objects of misfortune to prevent any disasters from befalling you. To live in itself is a blessing. But once a person dies, the bonds he once had with this world shall all turn to curses.
What do you mean by that?
No need to fret. These are just my personal thoughts. And my reason for no longer wishing to return to the surface.
This third descender you refer to, who are they? And when did they die?
Master never mentioned them to me. Perhaps it just wasn't that important for me to know. If you're interested, though, I could ask him. I'll be sure to
Anjing.
pass the answer on to
Boleh
you next
gitu ya?
time.
Kapan tapi anjir?
Next time. You believe we will meet again?
Tapi ini Siskirk menarik sih.
I do.
Damn.
Wait.
Dari
I have a
luar
disciple of my
luar
own,
negeri anjing,
don't I?
luar
You can
planet.
be the messenger then?
Luar dunia anjir, luar negeri. I have a disciple of my own. Oh iya, si Child ya. Ntar si Child yang suruh. Menarik.
That's what she told me.
The remains of the third descender? So
Tapi gue lupa Third Descender tuh waktu itu sama si Nahida. Apa sih, siapa sih?
chess pieces. How could they be a person's remains?
All the same, assuming that there was no misunderstanding.
And she said that it would bring misfortune and that you should check it, which is why you gave it to.
If she speaks the truth, then I would simply be putting Fontaine at unnecessary risk.
Tapi
by
si
keeping it
Skirk
here.
ini nggak mungkin, bentar. Tadi kayaknya ada yang bilang ada paket. Ada paket. Gue ada paket, guys. Bukan paket gue tapi.
I guess that you might already be familiar with this concept, but I did not expect you to be one of them. That means that the Gnosis, which are exceedingly element compatible and can even enhance elemental abilities, do indeed come from the third descender. I wonder, does your body also possess similar properties?
Jangan natap gitu ke badannya Iter. Bang, Om, jangan.
Like being able to use elemental powers without a vision. No, let's not think about this comparing the traveler to the dead third descender and all. That's what you say, but this topic still feels like bad luck. Once Child recovers, let's get some more answers out of him. Or go look for his master and get the answers that
Susah anjing, masternya udah di
I too
di
believe it
abyss.
unwise to make too many
Tinggalnya
blind
lu mau ke
guesses
abyss.
when information is lacking. The same is true of being at court.
Ya bukan, nggak tahu sih di abyss atau di mana, tapi katanya kan di underworld atau di mana kayak gitu.
seems like the crisis here in Fontaine's over for now.
Yeay,
Yes.
waktunya
All of
festival-festivalan.
Fossilor's
Let's
efforts
go.
were for this.
She sacrificed.
I suppose that would be the mystery. I suspect not.
Gue udah nggak peduli anjing tentang Fontaine. Gue pedulinya tentang satu Teyvatnya anjing. Tadi yang Skirk gue tertarik banget. Soal third descender, fourth descender, itu gue bener-bener tertarik banget. Cuma itu ya bodo amat lah, Vocalor segala macam. Gas. Woo, yes. Ya, tapi itu gue Traveler gue belum air. Bukan, gue bukan mau ngemis. Buku-buku ada ini. Yeay. Mau. Oke, buset banyak tuh. Fountain of Luchin. Oh ya. Boleh di-upgrade sih. Ada itu ya. Lah, mana? Oh, di bawah gue. Nah, nggak mau ngambil, males. Ntar ya, gue mau cek ini dulu. Fountain of Luchin. Berarti ada itu kan story quest-nya si siapa namanya? Furina. Yep. Malas. Lah. Gue kira gue beta coin. Gue mau level up. Ya lo dapetnya gitu dong. Masih level 6. Biarin. Nah, ini work achievement, gas. Iyalah. Gue kira banyak banget. Ada lagi nggak? Nggak ada. Oke. Gue belum daily sih sebenarnya. Bukan daily. Apa namanya? Battle Pass ini. Tapi nanti kayaknya ntar malam aja deh. Gue agak capek. Berapa jam? 3 jam anjing. Duduk. Terus ya begini ya gitu. Ya, ntar nih gue mau claim apa yang bisa gue claim, habis itu paling end stream ya.
Add Astra. Thank you for Add Astra.
Itu resin ntar malam gue kerjain, terus sama ini yang weekly-nya gue ada satu yang bisa gue ambil. 2 sih. 4 sih sebenarnya. Ya udah sekalian deh. Nah sebenarnya gue nggak buru-buru amat sih. Beda lah kalau gitu. Mouse gue mana? Oh ini. Lagi di cas. Ya, udah itu aja sih story questnya ya. Lumayan menarik dan lumayan anjing. Lumayan asik ya. Aduh, mana sih yang bisa gue play? Bentar ya, sorry. Udah itu aja paling dari gua. Besok itu Kamis. Mungkin gua nggak sih, gua nggak streaming genshin lagi. Gua paling mau streaming antara CS atau Fortnite. Gua belum tahu sih. Tapi kayaknya gue lebih pengen main CS sih. Jadi, sama ini kan minggu ini gue belum cari cuan. Jadi besok mungkin ya mau cari cuan di CS. Ya itu aja sih dari streaming gue hari ini. Thank you yang udah nonton sampai sekarang, sampai saat ini. Thank you yang udah like, yang udah subscribe mungkin. Dan yang udah mampir doang juga thank you. Yeah, see you tomorrow.